My name's Calvin Waite, and I trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for a living.
Boy, I hope everybody had a good weekend. It's kind of funny. Now that I've been doing this YouTube channel, I feel like these are my people. I get to talk about all my nerdy coin stuff and all my trading stuff, and I'm with people that are also interested in all this stuff. Can't tell you how many times I've bored my wife to death and everybody else I know. So you guys are my people. This is really kind of fun for me. Anyway, a few weeks ago, and even just up until last week, I was just floored by how consistently all of the altcoin market had gone down. So I'm looking at XRP on the daily, and you can see how it was August 4th that we had our high, and we've essentially been selling off for an entire, our most recent, point was October 3rd. So we've had 2 months straight, and I have exited a ton of positions and moved everything out, waiting for the next move. Well, 7% of my portfolio was long up until just this past weekend. So I could tell. I was doing some videos where I was pointing out a couple of coins that were exhibiting the same behavior, where we had a drop with a little bit of higher support, or that there was a point of support that was broken, but the price action did not lend itself to a steep decline. So there are so many coins that have changed course, and I believe that there's a really good entrance. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but I just wanted to point out a couple of coins that I did enter in the past couple of days, and one of them is XRP. And the reason why this one made so much sense to me is that we've had this really nice sell-off, a nice good cool-off period, but back here, this was our level of support or resistance that we had touched multiple times, many times, and finally when we broke it and had it close above this level, this is when we finally took off. Well, this final most recent correction in about last week of September, we revisited this price range, this level here, and most recently we definitely touched a higher high. So in my mind, this was the first point. See how we've had these sort of lower lows all the way down? This was our first higher low. So when we had this move, where we've moved above this resistance, this feels like a little bit of a change to me. And since a lot of the other coins are doing this, I think the altcoin market is due for a little bit of a turnaround. So I'm just going to kind of shoot really quickly and try to give out a couple of coins that I've entered. Some of these are small positions because some coins cannot handle very much volume, but here's a little coin that I've put something into, NAV. So this one just looked interesting because you can see how many times we've touched support. There's this sort of rule on this coin where we just go up and down from this same entrance point. So I feel like this is a pretty low risk, high probability trade. So I did go ahead and enter this position. You'll have to decide whether you think that's worth doing. But my philosophy is take small positions, and if you're wrong, be patient and look for even a better opportunity. But this looks like one that will pay off. The next one is LBRY credits. So this coin has had some bad news. I've heard that they were delisted or taken off of the Google Play Store, and so they've had great crazy hype cycles. So if you look at these prices, this is like 136, and this is a 4x, and this down here is 125, and this right here is 3x, I've made some money off of this coin because I did buy right here and I sold on the way up and then waited for a nice return and sold on the way up. And I haven't entered this coin for a while, and now we are doing exactly that. We've created this beautiful higher support line, and we are playing with the same resistance line 3 times in a row. This is music to my ears. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So obviously this is a smaller position since the market is thinner, but I will take money wherever I get it. So that is also a coin. Now here's one that you all know of, Bitcoin Cash. So you might be thinking you're out of your mind to buy Bitcoin Cash. They've got so much drama on the news. But see, I love drama on the news. I love bad news because usually a market will price in all of that bad news. Like this is probably when the news came out right here about all of the contentious forks. I mean, it could have even been in here, but give it a few months and all of that bad news is essentially priced in. And where the rest of the market is doing this kind of low bottom and then finding another support, I just feel like this is a decent entry. I think I might have done a video on this before, and one of our lowest points ever is right here. So we are trading at all-time lows, and it's a big enough coin that anything that happens, the resolution of November's fork or whatever happens, people will probably buy this coin in anticipation of a fork, or if it gets resolved, it'll be good news. I feel like we're near the bottom here, so I went ahead and took a position there also. One other coin that I've been kind of waiting on the sidelines to pick up is this one, ALGO. Newer coins have wild hype cycles, and so I like to be very patient when I trade these. I like to wait months and months and months until they kind of go through their wild moves. But I like what I see here because look what we've got going on. We have a beautiful, beautiful support line. This right here is our slow rise line. And what did we do? We perfectly touched support on this line. So this one also feels very good. The pattern is in line with the rest of the market, and I feel like now that we've sort of touched our slow rise line, we've kind of come back to our senses a little bit, and this is going to start smoothing out. So I don't know when it'll pop. This one could take 5 or 6 months, but I'm okay. I'm very patient, like I said. I like to take entrances when I start seeing the kind of the right structure here, and if I'm wrong, I will gladly pick it up down here or wherever it ends up going, as long as I start seeing. I just need a good reason to buy it. I'm not going to buy it up here. This is not a good reason for me. But when we start showing support off of a line that has come up in the past, and the rest of the market is starting to flatten out after a low touch here, this one seems like it has a future. So I've bought a couple of others, and there are other coins that are looking really good that I'm probably going to pick up today. So Waves, this one's a little probably higher risk, but it's still exhibiting the same pattern. The reason why I had the guts to take this one is that this one has already dropped 50%. So a nice 50% run on liquidity here. That's a lot of fear, and that's a lot of people getting wrecked. And I feel like we're probably getting close to the strong hands. A lot of this, when you make money this quickly, this drop here is going to shake out a lot of people. This is going to confuse a lot of people. This is your bull trap right here. And then this is going to shake everybody else out. and I feel like we've kind of shaken people up a bit, and we're getting down to these strong hands. There's not a lot of actual there's no real technicals to point to on this move, but I feel like it's one that I'll put a small position in. And for those of you that are curious, I had done a couple of videos last week on coins to watch. And so let's see, one of them was Cardano, and I absolutely did take a position in Cardano. So this one, I said wait for the swing low. The swing low is when you have a low surrounded by two higher lows. And when I did the video, we were up in here. So right in here, we confirmed our swing low. So this one, even within the past few days, this was this I'm excited about. Very, very good position. And if you notice this, same thing. We got our slow rise line right here that we confirmed as support right here. We had this massive, just relentless sell-off. First chance for life was at this point, and then we dropped through it, found resistance at this tip here, dropped through, and we should have found resistance here, but we didn't. And that was my indicator that we're good, plus the bounce off of this line. So this was the entrance right here. And, you know, it still could zigzag. We've got, you know, this is a giant drop. Look at this, 1,600 down to 800. This is a 50% drop. But I like to wait. I like 50% drops. These are great entrances. A lot of the people that have endured the pain and are still holding, there's support there. The other one was, I believe, we did one on Zcash, and let's see, nope, not Zcoin. Here we are, Zcash. So this one too. Look at this, 85 down to 50. So this was a decent beating too. And we lost these long-term support lines, but here we are. Here's a nice long, good support. Slipped through, but essentially took it as support. So we're back up through. We did not get rejected by this point. So in my book, this is a buy. And we'll see where it goes from here. We have a really nice support, and we're hanging out above this declining resistance, which flipped to support here. So I feel like this is a decent risk. So couple of coins that we're gonna enter. So after all was said and done, I went from being 7% long in my portfolio up to 27% long. So I picked up a ton of different positions, and I believe this is the tip of the iceberg. I think this consistent change across a lot of these altcoins is essentially a momentum change for alts. I think we may have found our alt bottom, and we're going to see a little bit of an alt pump for a little bit. So the other coins are getting close, and maybe I'll do a video on some of the other ones if you're curious. Oh, last one, I guess I should mention this because we did a video recently on Ethereum Classic, and someone commented, hey, can you let us know whenever we cross this? Could you do a video to let us know? And look how close we are. We are so close. So the 50-day moving average is this orange, or the yellow here. So when I get my cursor over here, you can see that the number that we need to get above, we need to close above 55.83. We're at 55.23. So we are very close. If we get a close above the 50, so we've crossed it recently, and we crossed it even today, so we're just playing with it right now. But that would be the first close above the 50 since August, beginning of August. boy, these moves where we get a close, this is a different style of trading. But you can still see the structure. We've hit down on a very long-term line, and now we've made a swing low that's higher. And with it being near support, where we're getting closer to our averages, this is going to be a beautiful long-term play. I'm really looking forward to this. This is definitely one of those that can really pay off in the long term. So, boy, this is pretty fun stuff, guys. There's a lot going on, and I think over the next 24 hours, it'll be interesting to see how many other coins I pick up, and we'll see, if a lot of the market changes. It's funny because it'll go all together. Like the sentiment across the market is usually, people get excited, and it kind of leaks into other coins. So when there's support on certain coins and they start making news, people start looking at other coins and the entire market benefits. So this could be a turning point. I'm certainly planning on it and banking on it. So good luck to all of you in your trading, and we will catch you on the next one.
Hey, thanks for hanging on till the end of the video. If you liked anything I said, please support the channel by subscribing. If not, feel free to leave a comment and I'd be happy to take a look and make improvements to the channel so it'll be better next time.